Good afternoon, this is Bob Iaccino coming to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago, talking metals. Let's talk about copper. Copper up to multi-month highs. It wasn't really that big of an intraday change, but coppers are up to their highest level in terms of the spike high to 325 since May. And if you want to talk about sustainable highs, you're going all the way back to late February. So huge up move in copper. We had some, as expected, data out of China that helped with that spike. It was a non-manufacturing and the composite PMIs, which generally the non-manufacturing wouldn't make that much of a difference in terms of base metals demand, but that composite includes manufacturing. They came out without disappointment, and that helped spike copper up early in the day. But that excess spike that we saw later in the day up to that 325 level in the July futures contract came from supply concerns. I talked about this a few weeks ago, that we're now at that time of year where labor talks start in some of the major mining areas, and Chilean labor talks are expected to stall. Every single year around this time, we deal with potential supply disruptions. Copper is a market that has dealt with sort of stagnant supply, intermittent supply disruptions. That spikes the price. That's where we get the volatility from. And there are some talks from the Chilean mines. It's a large miner of copper that then gets shipped and smelted into China, and those talks are expected to stall. So that helped spike copper as well. And the dollar, which always is a factor in commodities in general and base metals specifically, is holding in. We did have the dollar index slightly lower today, but certainly nothing that's going to change that strong dollar trend that we've seen. So that's not necessarily going to push copper down with the dollar lower. It's the inverse correlation that we're talking about here. But the dollar holding in will probably keep a cap on copper, which is why it came off from those highs. Dollar is in a pattern where it looks like it could pull back and then resume its rally. So that over time will put a cap on all commodities, all else equal. But if we get these supply disruptions from Chile, the dollar won't be able to hold copper down. This is Bob Iaccino talking base metals, specifically copper, which is up today and up to multi-month highs from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago.